One of the worst food crises is about to hit Nigeria in 2025. I'm not being a prophet of doom, but it is fact. You can read about it, you can research about it. But today I'm going to be telling you how you can stay afloat of this situation and eventually, if you can, save your family from what is going to happen in 2025 because it is inevitable. You know the kind of government we have in Nigeria. So here are the facts on how 2025 food crisis is going to be horrible and why. Make sure you watch to the end. My name is Maria Habila. I make videos about Northern Nigeria. I'm a blogger. I'm also an agric entrepreneur. So I am seeing firsthand what is truly happening in Nigeria from the northern aspect, which provides food for Nigeria, and secondly, as an agric entrepreneur that I am. All right, so let's get into it. Why would there be food crisis in Nigeria 2025? It's simple: flood. And what is flood? Overflowing of water past water bodies. What causes this flood? It is just bad government that do not maintain dams appropriately and not creating appropriate water channels or evacuating blocked water drainages, building on waterways and all of that. We already know what causes flood. Let's get right into the effect of this flood. It is going to cause a lot of food crisis because a lot of farmlands are destroyed. Simple. But let me give you an in-depth explanation of all of that because I have it written out here. Right now, there's flood in Maiduguri. We all know that. If you do not know, half of the Maiduguri, which is Borno State capital, is submerged underwater. Hundreds and thousands of farmlands, livestock, families gone. What would this do? It is going to produce shortage of food coming from Maiduguri. That's not it. Right now, there's a warning by NEMA and other water bodies and other water regulatory bodies that there's going to be more flood, especially for those who are living around the Lake Chad Basin, River Niger, River Benue Basin, and this is going to affect a lot of states. Most importantly, what I want you to take out of this information is it's going to affect at least 10 food producing states in Nigeria. And when I talk about food producing states, I'm not saying somebody that produces like have like 2 hectares, 3 hectares, 7 hectares like my mother. I'm talking people who are farming hundreds and hundreds of hectares of land. Let me give you a statistic from Maiduguri. So the flood in Maiduguri has displaced thousands of people, number one. It has ravaged home, farmlands, and marketplaces. These markets are not just normal markets. They are markets where grains are being exported across Africa and Nigeria. Monday markets and one of the biggest vegetable depots that we have in the northeastern part of Nigeria. Vegetable and what? Grains affected. Now let me read you some of the products that comes out from Maiduguri. We have food that some of the products are millet, sorghum, maize, granite, wheat, cowpea, soybeans, vegetable, pepper, onions, tomatoes, all of that. A lot of it come from Maiduguri. You might think, oh, Maiduguri is far, or Boko Haram. Let me tell you, despite all this insecurity, Maiduguri still produces a lot of food that we consume in Nigeria. Not only Maiduguri now, states like Taraba now, Adamawa, Benue, Nasarawa, Bauchi have been affected grossly. First, there was drought in Adamawa and some areas of the Middle Belt for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks that caused the death of a lot of crops. That one did not make it to the news. Secondly, there's now an impending doom of flood. All you have to do now is evacuate because there's nothing you can do, and it is the peak of harvest season. Now, let me give you more statistics. Agriculture contributes 65% of the gross domestic product in Maiduguri State, in Borno State, right? Over 1,000 farmers right now in Borno, Maiduguri, have suffered from the loss of this flood. Over 1,000. You know how Nigerians are with numbers. Nobody said the numbers correct like that. Now, due to severe flooding from these areas, farms have been submerged. The damages have exceeded over 1 billion naira as we speak now. This thing is not something that after the flood recedes, you can go back to your farms. Your things are gone. The crops that have been submerged underwater for 5 days, 1 week, 2 weeks gone because they've germinated, and there's no how you can eat those things because they are bad. Now, over 105 farmers in Alo, Dusema, Zabarmari, Molai, Faria, Bukasi, Bayo, and Kwaya, even with Sheni local areas in Borno State, all of them have been affected. These people contribute to the price. I'm going to give a very vivid number. Yesterday, my mother just called me. She said, see, if you know what is good for you, come and buy your corn now, because in the next coming weeks, corn is going to be scarce. This is the harvest season for corn. In fact, usually we do not store corn now until towards the end of the year. Do you know why we have to start storing corn now? Because we don't have any alternative. There's a lot of demand coming from Maiduguri. Maiduguri is supposed to feed itself and actually export. Now there's demand for the Maiduguri, for Maiduguri city. From other parts now, you have to pump into Maiduguri. And it's simple law of demand and supply. A lot of people are going to suffer from it. It's simple and short. There's going to be high demand, less supply, which is going to cause what? Inflation. Simple economics. This flood, like I said, happened during harvest season. All this information that I have gathered here is going to be of no use to you if you do not listen and understand that you need to prepare for yourself. If you know you don't want to go into agribusiness, you don't want to buy and store, that's fine. What you have to do now is buy as much food that you can and store in your house. What did I say? Buy food and store in your house. This is not considering the cost of fuel. You know, last year we bought maize at like 35k. This year, price of maize as at today, as I speak to you, is 70,000 in Nasarawa. In Borno, the prices have skyrocketed. People are selling half bag of rice in Borno for as high as 80,000 half bag. One spaghetti for 2,000 naira. Bread, a loaf of bread for 2,000 naira. That's going to eventually go down. But do you know what that is going to do you know the effect of all this short temporary inflation? If you want to invest in agribusiness, this is the year to do that. If you can, buy all the food that you can and store in your house for your personal consumption, number one. Number two, if you can, buy and store. Invest in soya beans, invest in maize, invest in groundnut, invest in food crops, because guess what? Nigeria would have to import food. I know the kind of government that we have. It's not like they really care about us. Coming from an agric investor, I invest solely in agric business. So I have an agric community where I help people store and buy. And I know all of this information because that's my business. So now that it's high, we've already started buying. At the time this video will be out, I'm sure we are done buying our maize for 2024. So if you can actually join my agri community if you want to invest. If not, buy and keep for your house. But if you're interested in making money through 2025 because of the issues of flood and other food shortage and food crisis related issues, this is the time to register to be a part of the community called Kofili Agri Enterprises. We store, we buy, we store and sell for you and take 10% of the profit. But you must take you must pay to register and be a part of the community. And if you're not comfortable with it, it is fine until you are comfortable with the terms and conditions before you can proceed. So it's like a very open-ended conversation, very transparent. We run our policies very transparently so that those who do not really understand agriculture would understand how it works. It's as simple as ABC. If you're interested in joining this community, I've helped people save and make a lot of money. I'm doing that. I don't think anything is stopping me except what I cannot explain. But yeah, that's what we are doing. I'm scared myself, to be honest. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. God will help us. I'll see you guys in other videos. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section.